Hello everyone, this is Richard from MTG Goldfish, and today is April 8th, and that means it's the release of Shadows over Innistrad. So I popped down to my local game store and picked up this fat pack, and we will open it up and see what it has inside. So it has the standard 9 boosters. Expect to see the basic land packs, some checklist cards, Spindown. So let's just get straight to it. Of course, with every fat pack, you get this cool visual card guide, so you can see all the cards, and a bit of the story, and all the important planeswalkers. You get this box, which is handy for carrying around cards and decks. And of course, inside we have our contents. So you have these 2 deck boxes. They're not very sturdy. They can just be used to hold lands and stuff like that, but I wouldn't put your standard deck in them. But they do come with some sweet Sorin and Avacyn art. And here are the lands. So this, unlike the Oath Fat Pack and the Vale for Zendikar Fat Pack, we're back to normal lands. No longer have the full art lands. We have 70 lands here. As you can see, every single Shadows land, and included are a bunch of checklist cards. So with Shadows over Innistrad, double face cards have returned. And if you're playing without sleeves, you need these checklist cards so that you don't reveal which cards are in your deck. So let's get into the packs. First, we have our Spindown. The Shadows over Innistrad symbol. So I am very excited to open the packs. The reason being is with Shadows over Innistrad, you have the chance of opening 3 mythics in a single pack. You get the normal rare slot, which you always have a chance of getting a mythic. You have a chance of getting a foil mythic. So foils are an extra card. And every pack comes with a double face card, which also can be a mythic. So you can actually open 3 mythics in the same pack. Let's see if we get lucky today. Let me zoom in here. So Shadows is it's a very interesting set for me because it's returned to Innistrad, the gothic horror plane, and that's when I started playing Magic again. I played when I was in high school, and then I quit for a while, and I came back during Innistrad, and that's when I started MTG Goldfish. So it's cool to return back to the plane. We have a couple new mechanics in this set, so I'll highlight them as we go through the cards, but let's take a look. If you're not familiar with Innistrad, there's a lot of horror themes in there, so you're going to see ghosts, spirits, zombies, werewolves, vampires, and just other general horror themes. So Silent Observer, 4 mana, 1/5, not too exciting. Survive the Night. If you survive the night, you get +1/+0 and indestructible. That's cool. Magmatic Chasm. Here's another spirit, Apothecary Geist, 4 mana, 2/3, you just gain 3 life. Drownyard Explorers. It has a new mechanic on it. When it enters the battlefield, investigate. And it's just a 4 mana, 2/4. So what is investigate? Investigate means you get to put a clue token on the battlefield. So that's an artifact token. And you can pay 2 to sacrifice it to draw a card. And I'm sure we'll get some tokens as we go through the pack, so I'll show you those as well. 3 mana, 2/3 Stoic Builder. Humans live on Innistrad. This card is totally creepy. 5 mana, 3/5. It's just a vampire. The Twins of Mars Estate. 2 very lovely looking children there. I'm sure you want to run into them wandering around this random mansion at night. It has one of the returning mechanics, which is Madness. What Madness means is if you were to discard this card, you could pay the Madness cost to cast it instead. So here we have a Madness cost of 3. So if someone made you discard a card, For example, Liliana of the Vale's +1, or they thought sees you and chose this card for some reason, you can just cast it for 3 mana. More likely, things like Jace Vryn's Prodigy, like looting effects that you would cause on yourself, you could discard this. 4 mana, Structural Distortion, exile target artifact or land and deal 2 damage. Our uncommons, here's Jace, Pour Over the Pages, 5 mana, draw 3 cards, untap up to 2 lands, and discard a card. So here's our card draw for Shadows over Innistrad. Morkrut Necropod, 6 mana, 7/7 menace. Whenever it attacks or blocks, sacrifice another creature or land. Not too good for constructed. Ongoing Investigation. When one or more creatures you control deals damage to a player, investigate. You can pay 2 to exile a creature from your graveyard and investigate. So here's the investigate mechanic. And ooh, we have Inexorable Blob. 3 mana, 3/3. It's an ooze, and it has a new mechanic, Delirium. One Inexorable Blob attacks if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. Put a 3/3 green ooze creature token onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So this means if you have 4 different card types, so for example, instant sorcery, creature, land, you get the special ability, which in this case is getting a 3/3 ooze that's attacking. Delirium is really hard to turn on in limited, but in standard you might be able to construct your deck in such a way that you can turn on Delirium and get access to all these powerful effects. Here is our flip card, Accursed Witch, 4 mana, 4/2. Creatures your opponent cast that target a Cursed Witch cost 1 less. When a Cursed Witch dies, return to the battlefield transformed under your control, attached to target opponent. So what does that mean? It flips into an enchantment. Spells you cast that target enchanted player costs 1 less to cast, and at the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 card. So flip cards is a returning mechanic, and we actually got spoiled here. We got Vale Abbey. I saw it when I flipped that card over, and this is one of the crazy cards in the set. It's a land. You can tap it to add a colorless. You can pay 5 and tap it and pay a life. Put a 1/1 white and black human cleric creature onto the battlefield. You know, not too crazy. But you can pay 5, tap it, sacrifice 5 creatures, and you transform it. So it's a flip land. And here's the other side. It's a 9/7 flying lifelink indestructible haste. So a lot of people think this card is going to dominate standard. It's very easy to put in any deck. It creates colorless land, colorless mana, comes into a battlefield untapped. 2 color decks can just splash it, and out of nowhere, you can gain a 9/7 flying lifelink indestructible haste. So this is a crazy card. Checklist, we already got a bunch of them with our land pack. And here's the clue token I was talking about. There's a bunch of different arts for this. You can just pay 2, sacrifice it, and draw a card. So we are off to a great start. That pack had 2 rares. We didn't get the theoretical maximum of 3, but I'll take Vale Abbey. It's one of the chase rares of the set. Alright, we have a returning card from the original Innistrad, I believe, or Dark Ascension, I don't remember. Unruly Mob. 2 mana, 1/1 human. When another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Not too interesting. Here's a new cycle we have. A bunch of enchantments that you can sacrifice to do things. Each color has one. The white one, you can pay 3 to make 2 1/1 white spirit creatures. So 5 mana to make 2 1/1 white flyers. Not the best deal, but it does help you turn on Delirium. We have a combat trick, Magmatic Chasm, Stoic Builder again, the Twins, Incorrigible Youth. This is a cool card. 5 mana, 4/3 haste, but it has a madness cost of 3. So if you can somehow discard on turn 3, you can pay 3 for 4/3 haste. Skeleton Key. When equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So again, cards to help you feel delirium. Inner Struggle, basically a creature tries to kill itself. Here's our rare Rattle Chains, a 2-mana 2/1 flash flying. When it enters the battlefield, target spirit gains hexproof until end of turn. You may cast spirits as though they had flash. So it would help for Spirit Tribal, but beyond that, it's not too exciting. And here's our flip card. This is a crazy card. 1 mana enchantment. It's an aura. Enchanted creature attacks each combat if able. When enchanted creature dies, return Skin Invasion to the battlefield, transformed under your control. So what does it transform into? A 3/4. So a 1 mana 3/4 if you can actually get it on your opponent's creature and have that creature die. And here's our foil, Apothecary Geist. We've seen it before, and this actually looks really sweet because most of the Geist is just shiny. Flip card, and another clue. So we got Rattle Chains there, not too exciting. There are dogs on Innistrad apparently, a 3-mana 3/1. Zombie horrors. A lot of the blue zombies have come back. Giraffes. Zombies are all blue. So here's a 3-mana 2/3. A 3-mana 2/3 again with equipment synergies. This is our third Magmatic Chasm. We're going for one every pack now. A human rogue. Ghoul Caller's accomplice. True Faith Censor. So equipped creature gets +1/+1. If it's human, it gets +1/+0 in addition. Vampire Noble, just more vampires. Howlpack Wolf, so another tribe that's being pushed are wolves and werewolves. Obviously with the flip cards. And this is a 3-mana 3/3 that can't block unless you control another wolf or werewolf. Fork in the Road, search your library for up to 2 basic lands and reveal them. Put one in your hand and put the other in your graveyard. So it's a weird tutor that feels delirium. Pick the Brain. It's a 3-mana sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it and exile it. Delirium, you can search their graveyard, hand, or library for cards with the same name and exile them. So it kind of turns into a surgical, but they must have that card in hand. 5 to cast, 5/4, Human Shaman. When a permanent you control transforms into a non-human creature, put a 2/2 wolf creature onto the battlefield. So some more synergies for Wolf Tribal. Howlpack Resurgence, 3 to cast, enchantment Flash. Each creature you control that's a wolf or werewolf gets +1/+1 and trample. And here's our rare, it's Soul Swallower. 4-mana 3/3, trample, delirium. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on Soul Swallower at the beginning of your upkeep. So it's a 4-mana 3/3 trample that can become a 6/6 and then a 9/9 and then a 12/12. So it's not too shabby. Here's our flip card, 5-mana 5/4. It's the Innistrad flip mechanic here, so if no spells were cast, you can flip it. And it becomes a 6/5 with Menace. And to flip it back, if you cast 2 or more spells, or anyone casts 2 or more spells, you get to flip it back. Zombie token. It's a cool zombie. So outside of Westvale Abbey, we're kind of hitting bad rares, but Westvale Abbey has made up for it so far. There's a bunch of cool cards like Arlen Cord, a flip planeswalker, Avacyn, a flip angel. So there are many cool cards in this set. Here's another card draw spell. Draw 2, discard a card. That's Tamio, who's not actually in this set. Will probably be making an appearance in the next set. Survive the Night. Stitch Mangler. Strength of Arms. Watcher in the Web. This card is actually crazy and limited. It's a 5-mana 2/5 reach. Okay, that doesn't seem reasonable. Watcher in the Web can block an additional 7 creatures each combat. So you can basically block your opponent's team. It's a super chump blocker here. Crow of Dark Tidings. 3 to cast 2/1 flying. When it enters the battlefield or dies, you mill 2 cards. 2 to cast 1/3 Prowess. Fork in the Road again. Trail of Evidence. Is there a broken combo here? 3 mana enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, investigate. I can see this being very useful in EDH decks. We have the uncommon dual land cycle. They just enter the battlefield tapped and do nothing else. So here is Woodland Stream. Silver Strike, destroy target attacking creature, gain 3 life. And we got another intro pack rare. 7 mana, 4/4 flying. Whenever another spirit enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 2 life. Pay 4, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying on the battlefield. And our flip card is Neglected Heirloom. 1 mana, equipped creature gets +1/+1. When equipped creature transforms, you transform this. And it transforms into a 3/3. Or equipped creature gets +3/+3 and first strike. So it has to transform with your werewolf. And here's our foil, Shard of Broken Glass. Whenever your creature attacks, you can mill 2. And checklist card, Spirit Token. So we're not running so hot now. We've opened back-to-back intro pack rares, so those are usually not worth much. So we're about halfway through here. Cathars Companion. I love the art on this. It's just a 5 mana 3/5 zombie horror. If you control another zombie, you can loot. Emissary of the Sleepless. It's another spirit. Ethereal Guidance. Drownyard Explorers. Watcher in the Web. Vampire Noble. Howlpack Wolf. Fork in the Road. Lightning Axe. A reprint here. Just 1 mana. As an additional cost, you can discard a card or pay 5. It deals 5 damage to target creature. So this helps you enable Madness. A human that gives humans double strike. Our dual land. Oh no! Yet another intro pack rare. 7 to cast, 5/5 flying. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gains flying until end of turn. You can pay 6 to exile from your graveyard. Creatures you control gain flying until end of turn. So these are all limited bombs, but since they're in the intro packs, they're totally worthless, and they're a bit too expensive for standard. Our flip card is a 4 mana 3/4 Human Warrior Werewolf, and it becomes a 5/6. And checklist card and zombie. At this point, we might actually just open all 5 intro pack rares. We've already got 3 down, I believe. I believe the last 3 have been all intro pack rares. Alright. Jace's Scrutiny. Target creature gets -4, -0, investigate. Another dog. Another Stitched Mangler. Senseless Rage. Explosive Apparatus. This looks like a grenade. A thermal detonator. It's a 1 mana artifact. Pay 3, tap it, sacrifice it. Deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Drownyard Explorers. Our creepy twin friends here. Structural Distortion. Aim High. This is an interesting piece of art. Drownout Corpse Trawler. 4 to cast, 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, put a 2/2 black zombie token onto the battlefield. Pay 3, target zombie gains Death Touch until end of turn. Not Forgotten. 2 mana, put target card from a graveyard on top or bottom of its owner's library. Put a 1/1 spirit onto the battlefield. Sinister Concoction. Confirm Suspicions. 5 mana, counter target spell, investigate 3 times. So a 5 mana counterspell is pretty expensive, but you get to investigate 3 times. So for a total of 6 plus 5, 11 mana, you can counter a spell and draw 3 cards. Hinterland Logger is a 2 mana 2/1, and it transforms into a 4/2 trample. And checklist card and spirit. Alright, we started off strong, but we've been opening very suspicious cards. Here, hopefully we get a Flipwalker here. Hopefully we get Arlen Cord, or maybe any Planeswalker. I don't know that we've even opened a Planeswalker in our unboxing videos. Inspiring Captain. Inspire us to open good cards, please. Tamiya. Tamiya looks super creepy here. Survive the Night. Loam Dryad. 1 mana, 1/2. You can tap it and tap an untapped creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. Strength in Arms. Magmatic Chasm. Grotesque Mutilation. Is this Emrakul? I don't know, but this guy has a mouth growing out of his hand. People think that's Emrakul corrupting the plane. We will find out in Eldritch Moon. Vampire Noble. Howlpack Wolf, Topplegeist, Olivia's Bloodsworn, 2 mana, 2/1 flying, can't block, pay 1 red, target vampire gains haste until end of turn. So evasive beater, and can give your creatures haste. If red-black vampires becomes a thing, I expect this card to be a 4 of. Tenacity. Deathcap Cultivator, 2 mana, 2/1. You can tap it to add a black or green. Delirium, it gets Death Touch. So I don't know how this is, but we're in the world of 2 mana mana dorks, and this is a 2 mana mana dork that can actually block and kill something in the late game, so maybe it's not too bad. Breakneck Rider, 3 to cast, 3/3. It transforms into a 4/3. Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample. Swamp. This is actually our first basic land that we've opened. We've been opening a lot of checklist cards, so I guess it's either a checklist card or a land. Alright, 2 packs to go. Which one will have Avacyn? I actually want an Avacyn. Devilthorn Fox. Furtive. I can't even pronounce this. Homunculus? I should know how to pronounce this. This is not the first time it's appeared on a Magic card. Angelic Purge. 3 mana sorcery as additional cost. Sacrifice a permanent. Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Blood Mad Vampire. Apothecary Geist. Nightmare Horse. Stallion of Ashmouth. Crow of Dark Tidings, Uncaged Fury, Watcher of the Web, Runaway Carriage, Dance with the Devils, Woodland Stream. Alright, here we go. What do we have? Oh, nice. It's the Gitrog Monster. Probably the most flavorful and one of my favorite cards. 5 mana, 6/6 Death Touch. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice the Gitrog Monster unless you sacrifice a land. You may play an additional land on each of your turns, and when 1 or more land cards are put in your graveyard from anywhere, draw a card. So this combos very well with Life from the Loam, lands that recur like Drownyard Temple. So this is a super sweet card, and it's a mythic. And we have our friend Delver. This is Delver's next evolution. 4 mana, 3/2, flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, put the top card of your library into your graveyard. If it's an instant or sorcery, transform. And we transform into a 5/4 flying. So Delver of Secrets is not done transforming. And here's a human soldier token. This human soldier looks very decorated for a 1/1 soldier. Alright, last pack. Puncturing Light. I don't know who this is. This is an angel in a cool pose shooting a beam. Is this Sigarda? I have no idea. We need to look this up. But this was actually really cool art. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature with power 3 or less. Silent Observer. Inspiring Captain. Senseless Rage. Equestrian Skill. This is weird. This should give horsemanship or something. Horsemanship is an old mechanic where basically if you rode on horses, you couldn't be blocked by other people unless they rode horses too. But we now have an enchantment called Equestrian Skill. My favorite art of the set, Macabre Waltz. It's a reprint. If you recall the original art, it's like these two people dancing and they're melting or they're like covered in blood or something. It's totally grotesque. But here's Liliana's take on it. Dancing with a zombie. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. I really want a foil of this. Pyrehound. Might Beyond Reason. Stormkirk Mentor. Essence Flux. Ongoing Investigation. Ulrich's Kindred, and our rare is... No! Another Drogskull Cavalry. Well, we opened 4 intro pack rares. One was a duplicate. And Neglected Heirloom. And another Clue token. So that's Shadows over Innistrad. We have a couple new mechanics. We have Delirium. We have Madness. We have the flip cards. We have the Investigate. And there are a bunch of cool flip cards. You have the chance of opening 3 rares or 3 mythics in a pack, which is totally crazy. And there's a bunch of planeswalkers. Nahiri is here. Jace is here. Arlen Cord, a flip planeswalker. And you have your returning cast of Angels. You have Sigarda. You have Avacyn. I forgot about Sorin. Sorin the planeswalker is also here. So it's a pretty cool set. Set is out. Today is April 8th. It is out, and we should be expecting the new decks to come in and Pro Tour in 2 weeks. So stay tuned to the channel for coverage on those things. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and like the video. If you open any sick pulls, leave a comment below. How did your fat pack compare to mine? Was mine good, bad, or average? So leave a comment below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.